In this video we're going to remove the coiled cord on these Sony headphones and replace it with a straight cable so that it will be more like this one here. The cable I'm using is a Mogami 2893 mini quad microphone cable. This isn't the best cable. It's not as flexible as the original cable is. It's just the best one I could find. It has 4 wires inside it and a shielding, and we only really need 3, but this is the best one I could find. If anybody finds a more flexible cable, certainly make a post in below so that everybody else can know about it. But first thing you want to do is on the air cup that has the wire coming into it, you want to pull off the cushioning, and you do that by just kind of pulling off to the side, and it should come right off. Then you're going to remove these 4 screws. Now take note of a couple of things. I think it's a good idea to take a picture of the wiring on the back and to make note of how the wire comes into the ear cup. It does a coil around this wiring support here to keep it from being able to pull in and out. The other thing you'll take note of if you use the same cable I did, it's too thick to be used with this rubber grommet here. So we will probably be removing it like I did on this other pair. Now keep in mind here that you've got wires coming in from this cable, and then you have wires going out to the left side, the right side. You've got wires going out to the right side. So those wires we won't be touching. We're going to leave those in place. We're going to be removing 3 wires. The green for the left, 1 of the red ones for the right, that's the right channel, and then the ground or the common. Just removing the wires, the 3 wires coming from this cable, the main initial cable coming into the ear cup. So you'll just touch the solder, just find each of them. So then you can take this wire out. So as I was saying, it's difficult to get in here. You can start the cable in, but it just can't make it through the hole. So I just remove it out of there. And the fit is still pretty snug in there, not super snug, but snug enough. So I have 4 feet of cable that I got. That's about right. 4.5, maybe a little bit better. I take the old cable and I figure out where it came in. I figure out the straight part here, and I hold it up about where it entered, and then stretch it out and figure that's about how far we want our. And then we want to expose about the same amount of length of wire. So I hold this to the end and mark that about right there is where we want to trim the insulation off. Cut the wire, but sometimes you have to. So this will have a copper braided shielding on it. If you get this same wire, and we're just going to cut it off and do away with it. So once you've got your copper shielding trimmed off, again, if you're using the same cable, this has a paper wrap on it, and then it has string on the inside as well that we are going to trim. So we only need 3, but our new wire has, if you're using this same wire, has 4 leads, which is fine. We're just not going to use one of them. Or you can combine 2. But I don't want the extra bulk, so I'm going to just pull the of the black. So I'm just going to cut it down at the base. I'm going to trim these, but we're only going to trim out 1/8 of an inch of insulation off of the tips, and then we're going to solder that to our points on the speaker. So I don't have any wire cutters small enough for these thin gauged wires, so I'm just kind of scoring at about the right place, and then I'll just grab it with my fingernails and pull until it comes off. So that's about all we need. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is tin these wires with a little bit of solder to prep them for soldering. I'm going to go with the common one first. You can kind of tell the bare copper one is left going to this pool of solder, which connects to that pool of solder, which is where our other bare copper wire had gone to. So we'll just put this new one back there. Then we'll connect the red one to its same. You can kind of tell the red one where the other red wire is going. And then the green one, well, was green, our new blue one, will connect to this other pool that doesn't have any wires going to it. Wrap our wire in here, and what we're going to do is, the other one, the wire was thinner, and so they looped around in here one time and then came out. We're not going to be able to loop this thicker wire, at least I couldn't get it to. So we want to just kind of bend it You want to shove it in there like this. And forcing, but you don't want to break those plastic pieces. So I'm kind of pushing on it with a little screwdriver, and there it finally went in. So once you have it in, notice that I left this a little bit long because it makes it easier. You can now just kind of push and pull it down through. If it looks like that, you should be good. This isn't going to pull out. That's a real tight fit. This wire here folds into this little channel right there. Kind of arrange your wires so that they're not going to get pinched. Now we come to our other end, and we will install our plug end, which is composed of these things. Oops. Now I got the Amperthal, or however you say that. Got it from, I believe I got it from Redcon Audio as well, cables. And this sleeve will ultimately slide over that, and then this slides over all of it. So if you orient it looking at it this way, with the point going away from you, this back part facing down, then you'll know that this connection on the right is your right speaker, and this connection on the left is your left speaker, and this strap on the bottom is your common. Or we'll start by trimming the end of our Okay, so remember, we're not using, in this wire, we're not using the black, so we're just going to cut it off and get it out. Now, I have found that when you're attaching the ground, you're not going to have much room in here to solder. All this is going to get real compact in there, but it makes it a lot easier if you first solder the ground. And what you want to do is solder the ground in a way that you can place the cable full on top of it with the ground folded underneath it. And so what I mean is, rather than just placing the ground like this and soldering it, you need to be able to clamp this cable in. So what I found is best is to essentially have the wire soldered on there, and then when you put your cable in, you're just coming in right on top of it. And these wires and the ground wire, you want to trim back. All of these we're going to trim back most of the way. And again, I just kind of score it. Twist that up. This one's actually a bit long. We don't need it that long, so we'll cut that back. Now, very important, don't forget to slide your connector on first. Actually, a note on these, like I was telling you, I used these connectors already, but these connectors that I got are actually a little bit too small for this cable, and so they kind of press into that hole, and I think I'm going to just trim out this inside a little bit. This will allow that to fit a little better over this thicker cable. So place the connector on, then place your sleeve so that everything doesn't get grounded out, and solder it from this direction where you bring your cable in. Instead of like this, we're going to come this way, blocking the camera. Do your test fit. If you have a little gimbal that holds it in place, that's so now we can just fold that right back on there. You can go ahead and place your cable in place and clamp it. So again, with our connector facing away from us, red on the right, blue on the left. And now we're going to fish these wires in through their designated hole. Okay, once you've got them threaded through those holes, just kind of bend them back and then we'll solder those into place. Now once you have it soldered into place, you can trim off this excess wire. We don't want it floating around in there. And then you'll notice that I bent these out, and I'm going to bend them back in so that they don't hit the connector wall. But it makes it easier to solder if you bend them out. So bend them back in. Do one last inspection, make sure the wires aren't touching and everything's in place. There it is. Sometimes you have to smash this connector down a little more, this crimper. And then you can thread your connector together. And that's it. Now you can work the ear cup back on, which can be a little bit of a pain, but it just kind of stretches back on into place, and just work it back into this groove here. These headphones have replacement ear cups on them that are different than the originals, because the originals tend to wear out very quickly. Now you can enjoy a straight cable on your headphones without the coil mess.